home builder confidence tanks, along with all of the other good news that I've been hearing out there. Let's talk about new construction. Most of the time on this channel, I talk a lot about resale, but the picture isn't that pretty in new construction right now either. So let's jump into it and take a look what's going on. Housing pessimism spreads to home builders. And welcome everyone. I'm Caitlin McKegg. I'm a real estate broker here in Phoenix. If this is your first time, welcome. So more home builders think housing conditions are poor versus good this month. And this is according to the National Association of Home Builders. They have a market index and basically measures the confidence of builders. The index reading fell to 45 from 50 in August, dipping below the key break-even measure of 50 for the first time in 5 months and falling further than expected. So you can see on this graph here, anything above 50 is better than below. Anything below that line indicates that conditions are, more builders feel that conditions are poor versus good, essentially. So it's fallen below that threshold for builders. Now, this is on a national scale, but overall, we're seeing this here in Phoenix too, and mainly due to mortgage rates. And we see it in resale as well. But one of the things builders have always had over a resale home is that they provide more incentives. They can buy down the interest rate. They can provide other incentives to buyers to make it seem like, or, possibly add enough value to where those buyers feel like it's worth their while to buy new versus a resale home. So what's happening right now is these rates are getting so high that the buy down that builders are able to offer is not as much of a margin as they would need or like to see. And therefore, their sentiment is going down. And so this talks about how nearly 1/3 of home builders reduced prices to boost sales in September. That's up from 25% in August and the largest share since December of 2022. 59% of builders offered some kind of incentive in September, more than any month since April of this year. So tip for you, if you're out there looking for new construction, you may be finding a better deal this month than you would have previously. So make sure you're checking that out. Ask for incentives, see if they'll buy down your rate. And also keep in mind, you can always hire an agent to help you in that process if you want to negotiate a little bit further. This goes on to say something that I was interested to hear about. Nearly 60,000 home purchase agreements were canceled nationwide in August, equal to 15.7% of homes that went under contract that month, according to a new report from Redfin. And this agent here is saying, I've seen more home buyers cancel deals in the last 6 months than I've seen at any point in my 24 years of working in real estate. They're getting cold feet. So I think that's mainly due to these interest rates, but definitely in the new construction side of things, they seem to be seeing that a little bit more than we do even in resale. Housing starts unexpectedly plummet to lowest level since 2020. So this isn't really the best news to hear that. This is saying that housing starts tumbled 11.3% last month to an annual rate of 1.28 million units. That's well below the economists' forecast for a pace of 1.44 million units. So why is this bad? Because we're still undersupplied nationwide. We don't have enough homes for all the people out there that want to buy. The U.S. housing market is short 6.5 million homes. This was written in March of this year, but I guarantee you there has not been enough change to adjust that number significantly. So if we're undersupplied, we really don't want builders to stop building, but builders are also very cautious because they don't want to get caught in a 2008 scenario where they've overbuilt and no one wants to buy homes. So there's certainly a lot of volatility out there, uncertainty, some fear, and it's making for a little bit of a confusing housing market. And the last thing we want to do is get into a point where we have a huge housing shortage, more so than we already have. And when things do become more affordable, if rates go down and whatnot, then we have people fighting over homes again and prices skyrocket. So that could be our future if we don't continue to build homes. So this is an important thing, that these housing starts don't stop significantly, but we do want them to be cautious. So, you got to find kind of this happy medium here. But let's talk about what's going on in Phoenix. I just figured let's take a look at new construction in Phoenix. New home sales year to date. We actually have had more this year, not by a huge amount, but more new home sales this year so far than we did last year. That does make sense because we had a pretty busy start to this year, and last year from May onward, things were pretty slow. So this isn't super surprising to me. I also wanted to take a look at what we were seeing with single family permits so we can see how builders are building and what those starts might look like here in Phoenix. And they're lower than last year. The lower number of permits so far. This is year to date. So we are definitely seeing that caution on the builder's side here too. I would imagine if we looked specifically at Arizona and or the Phoenix area and the builder sentiment, they're probably feeling the same thing here. But comment below, what do you guys think? Do you think the new home market is going to stay stronger than resale as we have all this uncertainty, or do you think resale is going to outpace the new home market? I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for joining me today. If this was helpful, consider subscribing and being part of our community. And I'll be back on Tuesday with a market update. I'm Caitlin McKegg with the Desert Dreamers team.